Hey guys, it's Jay and welcome to our feature on the Carnival Cruise Line Milestone Rewards Program. Carnival does have two basic loyalty programs. One is the VIFP program, which is where it's based on how many revenue days you have sailed, which is basically if you get a free cruise, it doesn't count toward that, but how many days you have paid to sail on Carnival. And you get the different color cards that you can flash in your friends' faces and make them jealous. You've got blue card is where you start off with, red is your second cruise, gold is 25 days sailing, platinum is 75 days, and when you get 200 days, that's diamond. That's as high as that program goes right now, but it is liable to change in the future. It changed not too many years ago. There used to not be a red level. You went straight from blue to gold, but anyway, I digress. The main thing we wanted to talk about is the Milestone Rewards Program, because we just recently on the Carnival Conquest in March 2019 completed our 25th revenue cruise with Carnival, and they have a special program for when you hit 25, 50, 75, and 100 cruises, and I'm assuming 125, 150, 175, you know, up to 1 billion cruises and beyond. But basically what happens is when you hit your first milestone, which is 25 cruises, you get a 25% onboard credit that you can apply to a future cruise based on the base fare that you paid in to that cruise, if that makes sense. If not, I'll try to say that a little more clearly here in a second. When you hit 50 cruises, you get a 50% onboard credit, 75 for 75. And when you hit 100 cruises with Carnival, revenue cruises, you get a free cruise. And that is, according to the wording on their website, a free Caribbean, Mexican Riviera, Alaska, or Australia cruise of your choice, 8 days or less, for 2 guests, in accommodations up to and including Ocean Suites Category OS. And that's pretty sweet, wouldn't you say? Normally, when you get home from one of your milestone cruises, you'll get a letter in the mail, I think a week or two after you get back, explaining the exact process for redeeming your credit. But what we did is when we got back from the Conquest, we just called in, I gave it about a week, called in and said, hey, we've got a cruise coming up, we'd like to apply that too. Can you give us our 25% credit? They said great, and handled it right away. We're applying it to our upcoming Alaska cruise on the Carnival Legend. We have a balcony cabin. Normally that's what you want to do, is it's based on how much you paid into whatever cruise you pick. So that was our most expensive cruise coming up, and we decided, hey, that'd be the best one to apply the credit to. The funny thing is, I guess all you really have to do is complete 25 cruises. There's not really a length requirement on there, so you could theoretically do 25 3-day cruises and only have sailed 75 days with Carnival, and then just blow out some mega expensive onboard credit cruise. Huh, why didn't we think of that? You've got 18 months after completing the milestone cruise to actually apply that credit. And we were curious, originally Alaska was going to be our 25th milestone cruise, and we were curious to know whether or not we could apply the credit to the 25th cruise, and we did get back confirmation in writing from a rep at Carnival that apparently you can use the credit on your 25th or milestone cruise. So really you only have to complete 24, and then you can apply to have the credit put toward your 25th cruise, you know, based on how much you paid in for the 25th cruise. So we were gonna actually be able to try that out and prove that it does work, but then of course we added a bonus cruise in there, so now Alaska is our 26th cruise. But hey, can't complain about that. But that is the basic overview of the program. So once you hit 25, 50, 75, 100 cruises, you can have an onboard credit that you apply to a future cruise, and the amount of the credit will be based on the cruise that you select to apply it to. That was another thing that we had heard we were worried about, is that the credit was going to be based on the price we paid for the 25th cruise, but that ended up not being the case. We were able to say, hey, can I apply this to my future 26th Alaska cruise? And they said yes, calculated all the math on cruise number 26. So it did work the way we were expecting. Now, if we run into any other surprises, we'll probably do an update after we get back from Alaska, just to make sure that there were no surprises, everything did work as planned. But feel free to follow along on those Alaska vlogs. We're heading up on the Carnival Legend on May 6th, 2019 for 8 days, and that's gonna be 8 days of excitement. So that's it for now. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Hopefully you did enjoy this quick video. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Become a Paromaniac today. Socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, rock on.